We are back on Let's Have It Out. I am Kgabo Morifi. We are still taking your calls. But Njabulo, before we take Mark from Newlands, I just want to ask you a question. I mean, the last caller made a comment that the DA is not, the EFF is not in coalition with the DA. Don't you think it's rhetorical? What is your view about that?
I don't even think it's rhetorical. I think they are delusional. They don't understand that they are married to the DA and they took that decision knowing what they are doing. Now they think that everyone cannot see. They are being delusional. We all know that the EFF is in coalition with the DA. They do not just vote on the same issues. They argue for each other when it comes to council. They speak for each other. They support each other's missions. If the DA-led council passes a budget that is not favorable to the poor, the EFF is also voting with them and supporting them in that particular budget. So they're in coalition. They're in cahoots. They're in cohorts. They are doing everything together, and everyone can see it.
Doesn't it look like the ANC wants to go into a coalition with the EFF in Tshwane? I mean, looking at the recent developments, they voted with a city manager who clearly is supported by the EFF.
Well, the bottom line is that the ANC has not gone to a coalition with the EFF in Tshwane, and as it stands right now, we are not aware of any plans of the ANC going into coalition with the EFF in Tshwane. What matters is that the ANC in Tshwane has consistently raised issues of the DA and EFF coalition not being able to address issues, and they've actually put up the hitch such that even Solim Simanga has run away from there.
Yeah. Our caller, Mark, your question in Newlands, Devon?
Thank you very much. What a fascinating discussion. The ANC, let's just put our cards on the table here. The ANC has murdered our miners in cold blood. It starved to death health patients in Esidimeni hospitals. It sold out to the Guptas, and as we hear daily on TV, has sold out to the Watson brothers at Bosasa. We have, ironically enough, the head of the ANC Youth League in your studio, and the country, our country, South Africa, has the highest unemployment record in the world amongst our youth, 52%. For your gentleman there to sit there and talk about supporting white supremacy, that is so old hat, it's outdated. Clearly your guest is totally out of touch. We have coalitions because people are desperate. We vote in the ANC on the track record of Nelson Mandela, and then we end up with massive corruption. I just want to say to your guest that, look, you can't go around saying you're expecting a coalition and then tomorrow you're going to shout out that you're going to win by 55%. You're obviously not going to do that. You know you're not going to do that. And I think really the ANC Youth League has actually finally said what we all know, that the ANC isn't on a hiding to note in the upcoming elections, and they are expecting coalitions all over the country. And may I say, I think the DA is going to be a big player in this part. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think taking from Mark's comment, he argues that the ANC doesn't seem to have confidence that it will win elections. Do you have confidence that you will win the upcoming elections?
Let me tell you, when people vote for the ANC, they vote for the ANC because the ANC brought electricity into the areas where the apartheid government swore on its grave that it will never bring electricity. They vote for the ANC because the ANC understands that there were young people who were denied to go and study to university certain courses. They understand that because apartheid had actually demolished the future of our people, and the ANC brought hope. It's the ANC that continues to add and to deliver to our people in South Africa. You can't tell me today that South Africa is worse than it was in 1994. In actual sense, South Africa is better than it was in 1994. And the ANC continues to bring hope and continues to grow South Africa. And that is what we are going to continue to do. Those who harbor in the legacy of apartheid and want to return to those days, they must know that that will not happen whilst the ANC is still there. Because the people of this country understand the contribution that has been made by ANC. Even today, we will not be sitting like this, me and you, here in studio, discussing politics if if it was pre-1994, because we would not have been even be given a chance. Now today we live in a free democratic where today will be better than tomorrow. So people must not tell us that the ANC has not done well. The ANC has done exceptionally well. Life expectancy in South Africa has actually increased because of the ANC. So if we are voting for the ANC, we are actually voting for progress.
I think I need to ask you a question. Why then do people stay away and not go to vote? I mean, clearly you have argued that the ANC has not lost elections. It's because of low voter turnout. And in the main, those are historically ANC voters. Why do we have this if the ANC is doing so well?
It brings me to one issue that I want to raise. The ANC never sends someone to go and steal money. The ANC never sends anyone to go and do wrong. The ANC is committed to our people, and what we must do is that we must hold people accountable. As a party that has been there in government, you will have noticed that society was concerned over certain things, but the ANC is taking action to correct all of those particular things, and it is moving forward now. So those issues might have contributed, our own issues of factionalism, our own issues as a result to some of misbehavior of our members did contribute to us actually not getting support where we had anticipated to. But if you look at the ANC now, it is slowly and gradually cleansing itself, and it is doing things in a correct manner.
Yeah, I think I just want to say something, because you look, the ANC's loss of the city of Johannesburg and Tshwane was not surprising. At least 2 years before 2016 elections, the organization had, a research that it conducted that said that the organization was going to go below, 50% in those municipalities. Don't you think that the ANC doesn't believe in its own internal, researches? Or because clearly, if something like this came out and you had time to really look at it, we would have done something about it.
Well, we have learned our lesson. We listened to our research, and that is why now our research is telling us that the ANC will win with a very good margin, which will be a very convincing victory, an overwhelming victory for the ANC. That is what research is telling us, which means whatever research will have came out, we have identified issues that we need to sort out, and we are sorting out those issues. And slowly and surely, we are gaining the confidence of our people. And they are going to come out and support the ANC, especially the young voters, because they understand that it's only the ANC that will build a better tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, Njabulo. I think in my last question, as you are wrapping up, okay, Njabulo, it has been very nice to host you today. And your last bite?
Well, my last part is that coalitions are actually a backdoor to parties that have been rejected by the electorate to actually gang up and sabotage a party that has received the majority of votes of our people.
Thank you. And that's it for this edition of Let's Have It Out. Keep the conversations going on social media using the hashtag LHOIO. I am Kgabo Morifi. Thank you for watching and good night.